And good evening. Thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. A little bit early this evening, about 5 seconds early. 16th of November 2024. And usually after club, I do a live stream. We've got a couple of guests on with me tonight, and hopefully, definitely one more. How was club today? Club competition day, which is going to be, if you look at the bottom of your screen there, a bit of a topic of conversation. Okay, definitely want to get into that. Club, glasses on. Some people watch my videos because they like to see what I've built, and other people watch my stuff because they like to know about club. And to be honest, what I normally do is I normally sort of race across this bit, but today I'm not gonna. 16th of November 2024. So normally we do a butty run, but this year Mark, Ange, and our gorgeous Jean did pie and peas, which it might not sound like a lot, but it is, especially when you're catering for 32 people. So special mention to Mark, Ange, and our Jean. Who are in today? Who's made competition day? Mr. Andrews present. Chris Barlow, unfortunately, working again. Mr. Bridging brought some models into display. Bob, not seen Bob for a couple of weeks. Must be poorly. Young Lewis. We all love young Lewis, and young Lewis is working now. 16, 15, 16, must be 16. 16-year-old part-time job down at Tesco that takes a bit of pressure off his mum. So you can thumbs up and comment for that one. Because he'll be spending his own brass. Heath Denton, nice to see Ethan. And Heath has brought some presents in that I'm going to go through. Ian Clement, our Ian, who I've made the Sesco banner this week. Trev came in, Davy House, a little bit poorly, but got a lift off Clem, so absolutely fantastic. Our Bill popped in. Ange and Mark, as usual. Jean and Andy. Paul Patton, nice to see the General. Martin Radford, lovely. Our Graham. Certain people that come and it's really nice to see him, and I do love to see our Graham come across because he does come an awful long way. Sean from SGS Model Store popped in with his wares and a few bits for me. Shadow popped in. Mr. Chris Smith popped in. Dale came along with Sean from SGS, and happy birthday to Dale. For I think it's in a couple of days. So again, down at club, when it's your birthday, we don't charge you subs. Craigie Stins popped in. That's twice on trot. Lovely to have our Craig knocking about. We do like our Craig. Dougie Tuck, lovely to see Doug Simon. Always a pleasure. Andy White teasing me to death about turning up next week to presentation evening. I said, I've warned him. I says, don't you come in a Hawaiian shirt and a pair of shorts. He says, I'm not, Mark. You can trust me. I'm coming in a mankini. I'll chuff and kill you. No Marky Mark today. Mark Wilson, which was a bit of a shock because our Marky normally turns up. One of my guests, Andy, turned up today. As usual, got some right percentage in this year as Andy. Dale from Ryle, second Dale. And again, I think if I had to say who's the most sort of humble member that we've got, I'd literally have to say Dale from Ryle, because it's almost like he can't. I don't want to blow club's trumpet too much, but he can't believe that he's found us, that he's settled in so quickly. He's enjoying the people, he's enjoying what we do, and he's really humbled by it as well. It's great. And then lovely to see Fraser. Okay. We have, so club competition day today, and we've got presentation evening following on from that next Friday. And again, as I've explained before, what we normally do, we normally have competition. We have a guest judging. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then after the competition, the guest judge will do all the presenting. And we've had some fabulous judges in the past. We've had Gary Morton from Coastal Kits all the way over from Blackpool. Gary popped over a couple of years since. Paul Patton's done it on the back of his Telford win. because the judge that we want trying to get last year pulled out at last minute. We've had Lord Mayor of Wakefield. We've had Lord Mayor of South Kirby, South Emsall, Sesco. That's what it stands for. That's where we're at. But this year we had the honour and what a privilege to have Mr. Paul Wong from IPMS Bolton show. We know Paul. We see Paul at shows. He's been over to the club before. Absolutely love Paul. What an absolute diamond geezer Paul is. But on top of that, we also had the place where we meet at Upton, in Upton Village Hall. It's a main hall, but there's an offset library. And in that library, there's a camera club that meets there every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And one of the sort of side avenues of modelling, if you will, is taking great photos of your models, which I just can't do. But when people start talking about f-stops and ISOs and lights and things like that, my brain just literally turns to fucking jelly. But I dropped into Upton Camera Club about 3 weeks since on my way home from work, called in and said, you know, look, we meet here, we're having a competition in a couple of weeks' time. Is there any chance that you can come and take some photos? And they're all professionals. They all know what they're doing with big lenses and lights on and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it'd be absolutely fantastic. And then we got talking about the presentation evening, which is next Friday. And I said, would you mind coming to that? You know, if we put a tab behind the bar and got you some drinks in and slip your camera club a few quid. Love to do it, mate. Love to do it. So next Friday, we've got some guys from Upton Camera Club who are going to come to our presentation evening and take some of those candid shots of people arriving, all in lights, people sat at the tables, the raffle, and the presentation evening, the awards ceremony itself. So can't wait for that. Unfortunately, you guys and the guys on Facebook, guys, I'm not 18, won't see them probably until January. The reason being is because what they said, that they don't want to do an half-ass job. Professional camera people, professional photographers, you know, they've got all the software on the computers, they take all the pictures, and then they want to spend, like, you know, sort of like December, January, going through all those shots, editing them all, making sure nobody's caught sort of mid-blink, mid-yawn, stretching, looking zoned out, all that sort of shit. And they're going to edit all those pictures, put them onto a stick. I'll be able to stick that in back of my computer and put them onto my Facebook page, onto Club's Facebook page. I'll be able to make a montage and turn that into a video for my YouTube channel, Mark Andrews Model Vlog, etc., etc., etc. So all that tied in just through a chance meeting and saying, knock, 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 are you busy on the 16th of November? So not only did we have 26 people in today, we also had a couple of guests. Upton Camera Club, as I've mentioned, Paul Wong, as I've mentioned, Mark's Leanne, and Mark and Angie's lad as well. So the total body count today was actually 32. 32 boys and girls at Sesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club. It's coming to the end of the year now. So last meeting we had our AGM, where we talked about as finances, shows, what we're doing, etc., etc. Let's go back a little bit. Did we do Telford this year? We did not. Why didn't we do Telford? Well, it's because we've all sort of saved up for presentation evening, which is in a week's time, and it's taken a lot of organising. It really has, and it takes a lot of money to do it. So people have opted for that this year, and fingers crossed, it's actually going to not just work, it's going to be spectacular. You've got to think, if you've watched my videos in past and people have commented today, that it's just some people are natural, and I'm one of them, and I can't help it. I've got to go above and beyond. I've got to try and be the absolute best. And even though I'm not the best by a long way, my mouth, my brain, my heart, I've got to try. I'm constantly whipping that horse, making sure that we're outstanding in the modelling community. So presentation evening next Friday. Paul is coming back to that. And like I said, we've got a raffle. I've got some prizes down here that I am going to show you. And we're charging a couple of quid a strip. You know, the money is obviously going to come and help club. But on the other hand as well, I've popped up to the hotel this afternoon where we're going to have the presentation evening just to finalise the menu, finalise the seating plan, who's coming, how many's going. There are 47 people coming to our presentation evening next Friday. It will be live streamed. One of my guests today, James, and we'll talk about it again in a little bit. James is going to guest host that live stream next Friday at 9 p.m. And what you'll be able to see, I'm hoping, because we've never done this before and I've never done it before, we're hoping that I'm gonna be able to get my phone, because it's only on my phone, in a sort of cradle, pointing at the area where the trophies are and where the raffle prizes are, and in the bottom of the screen I shall put James. And as we're doing our presentation evening, I'm hoping that the volume of the audience isn't too high, and James is going to be narrating, if you will, and saying who's won this and look at this and da-da-da-da-da, and fingers crossed. And he's well up for it, is our James. Going to do a cracking job. As well as, so the raffle, talking about the raffle, you know, if you're part of a club and you're thinking, we need to generate a little injection of cash, we need to generate some cash, this is definitely one way of doing that. Okay, not going to lie, it's kind of easy money, if you will. We're charging a couple of quid for a strip of 5 raffle tickets, and obviously we've asked for donations, and that goes literally from bottles of wine, okay, because there are plenty of people out there who do like a little drink, and then we've got, I don't even know what that is, but the funny thing is I know who it's from. It's from our Martin Radford, who has pleasantly wrapped it in happy birthday paper. Absolute superstar. Let me just have a look over here. You could hear some more bottles then. Right down to things like tubs of sweets. Okay, and we've got Swizzles, sweet treats. Nice one, actually. Oh, hang on a minute. Might not make it to raffle that. Refreshers, drumsticks, fudges, Parma violets, love hearts, fizzers, and fruity pops. And we've got celebrations and heroes and quality streets and all that sort of stuff. Bart Sharp airbrush. Everybody knows I cut my teeth on Bart Sharp airbrush stuff. From a beginner's airbrush point of view, 35 quid will get you a 186. Absolutely fantastic beginner's learner airbrush. It's very, very forgiving. And I've got very close ties with Bart Sharp. I am fortunate enough to look after the Bart Sharp Facebook page, and I'm also very, very privileged to be sort of like the North of England Bart Sharp ambassador, because if anybody wants any Bart Sharp information, because I've been through those guys for the last 5 or 6 years, we've got a very, very firm bond, a very, very firm friendship, and obviously I pass a lot of clientele his way if I can. Okay, what am I missing? So competition. We are going to go through some of the photographs because, like I said, the banner is club chat and competition. Where do you stand? And we're going to sort of zoom in, because I didn't have time to take any photos today. We're all eager to know, you know, some of the models that were taken in today, because next week, when you're watching the live stream, hopefully, please tune in. Please drop your comments in for the live stream. Obviously, once the judge is shouting out the numbers and saying this particular category, number 18, number 27, whatever, we will kind of know what they are, but you guys won't. You guys won't know anything about the models until, number 1, I put them on your screen in 10 minutes. And number 2, we get that fire stick, memory stick even, from Upton Camera Club, hopefully early next year. And I will upload all those photos. Like I said, I'll make a montage I'll make a video and I'll stick that on, and then you'll be able to see. Okay, so move the mouse out of the way. My guests are just hovering there in the background. So we've seen the sweet treats. James donated a Revel F Dub 109, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, James, when you come on the screen. We've also had this donated as a prize. Look at that. Okay. Absolutely gorgeous. A DF-21 ballistic missile launcher from Trumpeter, 1 in 35. So that's a raffle prize. That's a raffle prize. Bottle of wine, bottle of Kraken as well. That's a nice little raffle prize for somebody. I will take that tub of sweets out from under my bench. We've also had another. I think that might be a box of Maltesers or something off Martin, and maybe some paintbrushes or something. We're not really that fussed. And another one from Martin, bless him. We've also had a MiG-19S Pharmacy donated today. All raffle prizes, £2 a strip, easy money. And we've also had Nakajima Kate. We've had that donated as well. Let me just take the glare off that. Have you built any of these kits? Let me know. We've got a trophy here. Neil Moxon's trophy, and I will talk about that in a second. We've also got this ICM kit. Look at that. We've got that. That's been donated as well. Okay. That's lovely. I hope these are going to fall over. We've also had a Revel Level 4 Ford GT40. That's been donated as a raffle prize as well. Okay. And hopefully all of these, you know, on the presentation evening itself, once we've got all the tables laid out and everybody's walking in, and we're hoping they're all going to have a couple of teas and coffees, that they're going to get the monies out, they're going to get the wallets out. Look at this one. Look at that. We've had that donated as well. Have you built that? Can you tell me what it's like? It's a Hobby Boss. 1 in 48. I'll tell you what, it weighs an absolute chuffing ton. It weighs a bloody ton, that. F-14B Tomcat. We've had that donated as well. Now, the funny thing is about all these particular donations today, apart from them, I know they're from Martin, I don't know who all those kits came in with. How weird is that? And I've also got, Jesus Christ, I'll tell you what, let's start small. Tub of roses. Tub of roses. 2 bottles, glasses on Mark, 2 bottles of Katuna, South Africa. A Cab Sav Shiraz, very nice. 2 bottles of Cab Sav Shiraz, gorgeous. Thank you very much to whoever donated those. I think that might have been Heath. A big Jelly Baby and wine gum. Keep chuckling. A Tornado ADV Fighter, 1 in 48 from Italieri. And finally, a Thunderbird toolkit, and that is from AIP Adventures in Plastic. I mean, even the boxes, look at the box. The box is like a TV. How cool is that? That's superb, that, isn't it? 1 in 350 scale. Has it been opened? Do you want to know how big a 1 in 350 scale Thunderbird 2 is? Do you want to show you? That big. It's that big, look. In the nose section. I'll tell you what, if my raffle prize got drawn out and I'd won that, I think I'd be quite the happy chappy. I really, really would. That's a right little bit of nostalgia, that. That'd be a nice kit. That's a nice kit to have in your stashes, that one. So that's where we're up to with all the fabulous, excuse my cough, fabulous donations that we've had today. bottles of wine, boxes of chocolates, roses, celebrations, heroes, big Russian missile launching things. James's, I think it's a 109, I'm pretty sure. He'll correct me when he comes on. But again, it's to raise money for the club now. The place that we're going to and the meal that we're all having, reasonably priced at 30 quid a head. I mean, it's not these days, is it? But it's a silver service dinner. So we're all going in very smart attire for the evening. Members and the wives and girlfriends and wags and husbands and all that sort of thing. But the girls who are silver serving us, I keep thinking silver serving us, the young lads and lasses, sort of 16, 17, probably doing A-levels or O-levels, and it's coming up to Christmas, and they're all working there in this beautiful hotel, and they all do it so they can all get a couple of quid. Obviously, we're coming up to Christmas. They like that financial independence. So as a club, part of the money that we raise from the raffle is going into one of those little sort of envelopes, the money envelopes, and we're going to give each one of those servers and the young lass behind the bar, we're going to give them all a financial Christmas present, because they are, even though they're working and it's the job and all that sort of stuff, we are, as a club, we're humbled enough to say thank you very much for that. Okay. A couple of years since, we had one of our esteemed members, a lovely chap called Neil Moxham, who suddenly passed away. A larger-than-life character. Every club's got its larger-than-life character. Somebody that's he was literally club through and through, and passed away. Like I say, it was a terrible, terrible loss to us. So in memory of Neil, we had a shield made, which is the Neil Moxham Memorial Trophy. We had that done at our local engraving shop. Okay. And in memory of Neil, every single year, once we get the guest judging, I'll just wrap that up. We get the guest judging to come and do the actual competition judging. However, as a group of people, as a community, as our Cesspool Modelling Club, before the judge actually starts, we all go round and we all take a little slip of paper and we all sort of judge, and we pick our best one in memory of Neil, so that the winner will get the Neil Moxham Memorial Trophy. They can put it in the cabinet, on top of the fireplace, wherever, and it's just a poignant reminder that, we lose loved ones in our families, in our communities, and in our model groups without any warning or notice. And to be able to remember somebody like that, it's great for us. It's great for everybody that comes. Okay, so that's the Neil Moxham Memorial Trophy. Down at presentation evening, we have got a couple of surprise announcements, and I'm not going to talk about them now. If you do want to see what those surprise announcements are, you're going to have to tune in next Friday between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Once me and James get cracked on, and we've all had his dinner, and we start with raffle and one thing and another, I'm going to go live. It'll come on your screens, and you can tune in and watch. Okay. How's that? What we've been going for now already. Let me just have a look how much time I've taken your time. I've taken 25 minutes of your time. Cesspool and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club. We are 8 years old in January. We've had 26 members in today, 32 people in total. And it's an absolute honour and privilege to run that club. The amount of people that have been in today and entered our competition was absolutely phenomenal. When I started getting the tickets ready to put at the side of each model with a number on, and I spoke to Paul Wong the other day, and he said, "How many, Mark? How many?" And I said, "I've done 50 tickets, mate. We've got 7 classes. 7 classes. We've got land, sea, and air. Land, sea, air. Nautical, that's 4. Dioramas, that's 5. Figures and busts, that's 6. And sci-fi/fantasy, that's for all like your Warhammer gaming stuff, that kind of thing. Because you can't judge, you can't judge that against that because it's totally different techniques, totally different approaches to modeling. So 7 classes. And I said, well, even if there's seven entries per class, that's still 49. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do 50 tickets. What an absolute shell-shocking surprise today when the 50 tickets ran out in the first 10 minutes, and I actually ended up writing out a further 76 tickets because there were 126 entries. Absolutely mind-blowing that a club of our capacity cares so much about entering the comp and challenging themselves and each other that we had 126 entries. It was absolutely mind-blowing. Okay. And that just about covers club. I'm just going to rack my brain out now for 30 seconds while I start introducing my guests. We're going to start with James. James, out to the stage. Here we go. Here's our James. Good evening, James.
Good evening, Mark. Gaffer.
Good evening. So next week, presentation evening, mate, and you're going to do us a great favour by commentating and watching the video live stream and trying to generate some comments and some feedback for us, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll try my hardest, mate. Yeah.
Are you scared?
No, mate. I'm not worried. Not worried at all. We've got about a 5-6 second delay on the TV to where I can see. So we've got a couple of comments come up already. I'll try and keep an eye on them. All right. So we've had hello from one of our regulars, Mr. David Taylor.
Yes, good evening, Dave.
Roy from Montana. Paul from Australia, and there's a couple of others. There's a couple of others that I've missed.
Okay.
But, that's what we've got on tonight watching. So.
Well, I can see one there. Zone 5 Aviation. That's my good friend.
That's
Andy
the
Taylor.
other one. Yeah, Zone 5.
Andy Taylor, Andy in New Zealand, just tuned in. Good evening, sir. Hope you're well. Me and Andy have already talked about next year's competition, and I'm going to leave that there. But hopefully with the photos that you see shortly. Now then, Andy is, let me just have a think. I think is, correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, because I might be wrong. I think it's 14. Is it 14 hours in front? So today is Saturday, and it's, 8:30? So that's 8:30 in the morning. So it might be about lunchtime, New Zealand time. Okay. So hope you can stay with us for a little while, Andy. Dave Taylor, as James says, evening, Mark, and all good evening. Who's that? Mr. Kilroy. Oi! Nice one. Okay. Paul Price, morning all from down under. Again, Paul, if you can tell us what time it is, we do like to know, mate, because you can tell us how the night's gone. And it's all good from Montana. Bloody hell, Montana. It's all good from Montana. Jesus. Good evening all the way from Montana. I hope you can understand my accent.
I think they're about 8 hours behind us, mate, Montana.
About 8 hours behind. Cool. Happy days. And Jeff says, good evening, guys. Nice one. So let's have a look. My glasses, as I usually say, are sort of intermediate. I can see here as clear as a bell. There, I am struggling a bit, so I have to sort of. What I ought to do is bring my screen a bit forward, isn't it, James?
Oh no, you're all right, mate. You're all right.
Do you know what? The problem is, mate,
Liechtenstein.
Oh my word, Mike, good evening. If I bring my monitor closer to me, that's going to reduce my build space. And I'll tell you this, there's no messier builder than me, because when I make a shithole, I make a complete and utter shithole. Jeff Light, good evening, guys. So I've put that comment on. Love your club building sessions. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Andy is currently 12 hours ahead of the UK time. 12 hours ahead. 12 hours ahead. So it is now Sunday morning at 8:30. I hope that you're having your buttered crumpets there, Andy, or some poached egg on toast. Hello from Liechtenstein, says Mike. Bloody hell, I'll tell you what, we're not doing too bad. Let's get the other guest on so far this evening. It is Mr. Let's put him on big screen. Let's get him on big screen. It's Mr. Andrew Hartup. Good evening, Andy.
Good evening.
Are you well? Are you well? Are you well?
I'm alive.
I'm alive. I like it. I like it. Happy days. Put me back into the middle. So we've talked about club. Obviously, James lives in Plymouth, which is down south. So he hasn't been to club today. But James is going to come up and visit me next April, I do believe.
April. Hopefully, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And James is going to be, and you can add your comments onto this one. James is going to be bringing me the, can we call it an old tool, James?
Well, it's a new tool, old kit.
New tool, old kit. 1 in 24.
1 in 24, yeah.
1 in 24. What is it, James? A Typhoon?
It's a Typhoon, yeah.
The Typhoon. That's the bubble top. That's not the Eurofighter Typhoon from Trumpeter. No. That's the old Airfix. All Airfix. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. You're bringing me that up next April. Yeah, good evening, John. Good evening, models of the Tinterwebs. Have a good one, model on. Thank you very much, sir. And our Andy down south, down south, says it's correction, it's 13 hours ahead. Which means that he might be past breakfast and he might be on to brunch. And brunch is the same as breakfast, but you add bacon. I'm kidding. I've tickled myself with that, haven't I? I've tickled myself. Happy days. I'm surrounded by kits and shit for presentation evening. I can't move. When I finish, where's my blue roll? When I finish tonight, I'm literally going to have to be climbing over stuff just to get out of my shed. So, club competition today. One, I sent you some. We were going to talk about it. We talked about it last night, James, and you said, take some photos, Matt. And I went, yeah, I will do. Yeah, mate, I'll tell you what. 126 entries, not happening.
Shit happens, mate. You're busy.
Yeah. It was like a slow, steady stream of people coming in, just like carrying boxes and boxes and tubs of stuff. I'm like, what you got in there? What you got in there? What you got in there? Proper good. Proper Yorkshire lad, proper. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Andy, are you still with me?
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Rob.
What did you think what did you think to competition day today from Cesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club?
There was a lot of really good stuff this year.
Yeah, wasn't there?
Yeah. I can't remember how many we had last year, but I don't think it was more than 25 models. And this year, just the amount we've had and the level of which people have got to is ridiculously good.
I'll echo that, dude, and I'll tell you what, next year, get ready for next year because it's even gonna be bigger because, evening, Rob, because obviously as a club, as your club, as my club, as our club, we know that in life, without rules, there is chaos. I'm sure some old protagonist said that. Without rules, there is absolute chaos. And one of the rules that we have for our competition, it's competition day today. So the next competition day, I'll fast forward on my Google calendar like you do, and I'll say, oh, it's going to be the 17th or 15th of November next year. And that is historically how long our window is, if you will, to build a model from today after competition right through until the morning of the competition next year. That's your window. The problem with that is we've got gentlemen like Davey House, Chris Barlow, Ange Little, who they're not slow builders. They take on such mammoth tasks that they could not complete them in a 12-month span unless they were literally at it, hammer and tong, hammer and tong. And I'll give an example. Davy House is building. What's that? What scale? What scale is that Yamato, James? Can you remember?
1/200.
A 1 in 200 Yamato.
Yeah, massive kit.
Absolutely massive. Yeah, I've seen the Perspex case that he's got it in, and to make that amount of plastic, they had to dredge the Indian Ocean. It's absolutely enormous. So with the AGM this year, we've recognised that people take not a long time to build, but they have mammoth tasks and they can't do it in 12 months. So get ready for next year, because there's going to be an absolute 126 entries this year. Next year, it might be even more, because we're allowing people to enter literally anything that they've ever built that they've never entered before. So we'll have people that built stuff last year that took slightly longer than 12 months. They might have finished it in December. And because of the annual window that we've got, can I enter it? I've not finished it, no, obviously not. And they will be able to enter stuff next year, 2025. So we're hoping for some good stuff, some bigger numbers. Rob says, evening all. And Mr. Kilroy says, can I bid from the Montana colonies when the auctions go?
No,
bless you. Bless you. Unfortunately, due to the increased postage and packaging prices of shipping stuff across, I'm going to have to decline. Back over to the club page, Sesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club, and you can see there we've got our Ian wearing a sombrero. The reason that he's wearing that is because down in the library at Upton Village Hall, there's a little side room that Ian decided to go snooping in today and dug that out. Let's make him big. Let's make him famous. There's our Ian, look, with a sombrero on. I mean, Christ above. Okay, back down. So let's have a look. So a couple of posts that I'll have a quick look through. So hi, everyone. If anybody's taking any pics, and that's what I'm going to click on in a minute to get some pics. So what we had was we normally do a butty run, like I've said. But this year on competition day, Mark and Ange said, shall we do pie and peas? And our Jeannie, you can see there, she's got 2 full slow cookers full of mushy peas. So I had peas and pie. Because there were that many chuffing mushy peas, bless her. Farting tackle, says Clem. Happy days. James O, comment from you this morning. Good luck to everybody that entered club competition today.
Yeah.
Tidy, thank you. Davy House says there's always one. There is always one. That's a little video that I put up. Let's just have a look here. So this is Martin Radforth beavering away, and this should be finished for competition day. I'm not sure whether he entered it or not. That's a nice little touch stealer with hat on. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure whether he entered it or not, because I did not get round.
I think that's the Pink Panther, isn't it? Looks like it.
It looks like it, but it's in camo.
Yeah.
That's me doing me little. Say that again.
I said it is pink. You can see it on the bonnet, mate.
All right, cool. That's me crossing the T's and dotting the I's for presentation evening. You can see there that I am cutting out. I'm not writing, although I am a fantastic calligraphy writer. That's me cutting out the pre-printed table names for next Friday. Let's just have a look at this puppy then. That were my Kai Phantom. Who asked for pictures of that? Oh, it was Zach Elsbecker, my friend from Texas. I'd made a little video. I made a video, and that were actually on it. That were a Kai Phantom that I did in February 2023, and again, ineligible at the time, but I will be able to enter it in next year. And I have got a little samurai figure there. And just jumping into a little bit of detail, and you can see that I've got a tomb figure on the intake. Let's make that bigger for you. And if you want to know, drop your comment. Thank you very much, Jeff. If you want to know where all these decals are from, that one, then feel free to ask the question, and I will tell you. I don't want to sound rude, but I will tell you all the mistake that you are all making when looking for decals. You ask the question, and I will tell you where they are from. Little bit of a pilot name, samurai figure, just an overlay that I put on. I do love that particular shot. That looks absolutely stunning. The blues are perfect. A little bit of shine on back end. It's gorgeous. Love that silver on the intake right at the front. I think that just looks superb. That's actually metallic tape, if I do remember correctly, because I work in packaging. So metallic tape is easy to come by. And again, followed the paint pattern from the original Kai, and then added a ton of weathering just to sort of mucky that up. Didn't go overboard with the heat shield, but great decal adhesion. You can't see any back film across there, which is always a bonus. Loving this decal as well. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. So, yeah, there you go. I hope that you can see that. We've got the neon reflector, but I do love that trident devil kind of tail out there. It is a total. You must understand as well. If you're racking your brain out now and you're saying, "Oh, I've never seen that kind of Kai Phantom before," you haven't, and you won't, because it's an absolute made-up scheme. Okay, and that is if you are a part of Model Makers Union in Canada, run by my good friend Rob. That is actually a picture that I've published on there in their banner competition. So get across, not now of course, onto Facebook, Model Makers Union, search for the banner competition, and that's the one that I've put in, because it does look quite the piece. So that's that. That's the 1 in 32 Revell Phantom. We've got Graham. He's doing an F-15 Strike Eagle. Does anybody know what this hole is for? And can't see a part that fits. It turns out it's the cannon.
Yeah, it's the cannon.
Andy Norfolk, who was the only one that went to Telford with our Genie, picked up a couple of cars and a bit of a case there. But that's for me. Some more pictures. Now then. So that was the Kai Phantom. And this is one that I did. So the last kit for this was my last kit for 2024. 1 in 32 Revell F4 Phantom test flight, which you might all be familiar with that particular kit. It's a Revell kit. However, when I did that kit, when I did the 1 in 48 Eurofighter Typhoon, what I found was that black is extremely difficult to get right. Not as in the colour black, but every single seam that you've got to sand out, Andrew, it's very, very highly visible. So when I started looking across on Google for images of test flight bird, and I hit images, actually a different kind of Phantom showed up, which is this one, and that's called the Final Flight Phantom. So in the States, when they retired the F4s for the sort of signature bird, they painted the tails, the end of the tips and the wings all in orange, and you can see all that. And that one's got a little bit of yellow as well underneath, which made me, I mean, that just looks absolutely awesome, does that? That shot looks fantastic. Which made me, and I'm going to skip through these, buy a decal pack for the cockpit, do a little bit of scratch building, stick those decals on. Which decals are they, Mark? They look insane. That's the Red Fox 1 in 32 F4 decal set for the office. And again, you can see it's even got the horizon on there, and all the knobs and switches, all looking sound as a pound. And I've altered the focus on the camera there to pick out the front one. Do you want to have a closer look? Sure thing. Yeah, while we're here, Mark, let's have a closer look. Knobs and switches, dials, absolutely cock on. That's Red Fox decal pack for the F4. All these particular things here, they're from a company called Kits World, who aren't cracking, but you know, kind of looks the part. And I did actually manage to hand paint the side lever on the bang handle there, and again, that's installed, looking very, very busy and very, very gorgeous. Dual shot, both seats in, and then we're just generally on to the build, install together. I put that one together for the size. That's a 12-inch ruler, James. You've actually got this kit, haven't you? You've started it. There we go, reaching over the old shoulder. There you go. So by the time James has sort of like built his, I've built mine and finished it off. There is a little bit of a problem. So where the intake sits there, and it comes up to the back, it actually leaves a gap, and you can see there that I've got some plastic sheet. I did not glue it. I only glued it across there, up there, and there, and then I put some super glue underneath this part and then clamped it down so that it sort of bowed in the middle, because you've got to have that nub sticking out. Okay. Yeah. The void is visible once the air intakes are fit. So again, made it bigger and trimmed it off with my number 11 blade. And there you can see it's all getting clamped down. And I made it in 2 halves with the seam straight down the middle there, because 1 half is very, very difficult to do. And gluing here for the cover to flex once it's glued in, and then repeat on the back side. I'm pretty sure that James didn't do any of this.
Yes, I did.
Well done. And you can see there that is now a lot more pleasing to the eye, let's say, than if it was just that massive void.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the view from the bottom. Primed in black, and then started going over in all the different mottling tones that I use. Underneath as well. Left the wheel wells, obviously, because they're going to be painted white. Heat shield is masked up, ready. That's the overall top colour. Didn't bother with the wingtips or the tail. Obviously, they're going to get painted orange. Tried to replicate the camo pattern there. You can see that it's going up the top, back at tail, which is what I've done there. And you can see that intake now, that's installed. And that front cover obviously just sits onto there. Bit of a side shot. Masking up for the heat shield prep. There's my finished heat shield. I will leave that on for a second. Obviously, me and James had a bit of a laugh with this one, because I said, no, of course I've done it all freehand. Of course I didn't. That's all thinly cut strips of masking tape.
Yeah.
That's been, obviously, Mark, obviously you're not fooling anybody, with a little bit of a washing once it were all finished. Loads of sub-assemblies. Well, not really, quite a few. Orange wingtips, replicating that. The orange on here does not look like the orange on there, but that's the lighting from the camera, not from the paint. And theatre adding is the front of the intakes there. You can see it's not on the real aircraft. Painting for the wheel wells. There's no squadron insignia for that particular bird, because don't forget it's the test flight bird, so I didn't get any of these markings. So I literally had to turn it into a what if F4 final flight, and that particular marking there is from the test flight kit that comes in the kit. Same for the large spook there that is now underneath the wing. I've painted the huge fuel tank in orange as well, and I actually stippled some micro sets. Some micro crystal clear, for Christ's sake. Stippled it onto there just to get a rough passage. Coming together, cracking on, lots of weathering, dark staining where the panels meet, where it's all stretched, etc., etc. Canopy all finished. Looks well, James, doesn't it?
It looks lovely, mate.
Looks lovely. Little bit of
touch for the spook.
Thank you very much. I think that was Paul's idea. Was that your idea, Paul, to put that spook under that wing?
Oh, it was mine.
It's yours. Little bit of soft oil weathering on the flaps.
Evening, Paul.
And that's the finished piece. Revel 1 in 32, Test Flight Phantom. And again, when I posted it onto my usual social medias, I said I weren't prepared to do it black and orange, but I did want to keep with that theme. So changed it from a test flight to a final flight. I know I'm skipping through them. Hopefully you are enjoying what you are seeing. And that's enough of that. So already missed him out once, but we'll do it again. Paul, thanks for joining us. Good evening, young man. Are you well?
Having technical difficulties, I think.
Certainly am, fella. Certainly am. Well, I've got a little bit of lag. We've been past all this. We've done that. We've just finished that off. A little bit of photos. So, Marky Bridge. Good evening, Mark. Mark is ex-service, was in the RAF, and does himself and our club and all his family proud every year. Goes down to London for the Remembrance Parade, and that was his view last Sunday morning. That's James's Puma, so we must be going back in time now, 7th of November. Coming along that now, isn't it, James?
Yeah, it's coming along lovely, mate. Yeah, just put the wash on now, so... just taking him off. I think you can see it on the camera.
Sound as pound. Sean from SGS is telling us all there, even though we already knew. Obviously, nothing gets past a modeler. 15% discount for Sesco regular attending members on the brand new HC4. The amount of people that said, "Oh, I wanted an HC3." So seeking. Andy Hart up there. What we got here, Andy? What's the crack here, mate?
They're 350 scale phalanxes that go on ships as close-in weapon supports.
No way, Paul! Look at that.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's unbelievable. 3D print. They're 3D printed, them, Andy, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus. Absolutely super. Oh, yeah, look, 350 scale. Mark 15 phalanx. Yeah, bloody hell. Bloody hell, mate. Bridgie called in down at Hannants on his trip down to London. Me talking about Sensation Evening. Davey House, what's the date on that? 5th of November. Getting a nice. He's popped a video up for us. Andy do it, and we're back down now to the last club. There we go. Raffle prize. It would have been F109. That I thought it was. Thank you very much for that, Jamesy boy. So, can you see comments on there, James?
Yeah, well, I've seen a few come up through. Yeah, they've been all right.
Go on, rattle them off. What we got while I have a drink?
Well, it was just an evening all by Rob. John Stone has asked you a question, mate. I won't say it on the air.
Can someone accept my request for the Sesko and Hemsworth page, please? Been waiting ages. I will have a look at that, John. On a club page, the requests hide behind a charade of fucking bullshit. I'll have a look, mate. Andy says, from the Revel kit, oops, did I just reveal some inside info? What's that in relation to, Andy? Tell me.
No, it's just it's the Revel kit that you've made, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad kit, really, for the price that it is. It's really, really good. I think you can pick them up for about 30-40 quid. So, yeah. The G's a little bit more dearer, but that was decommissioned, or not decommissioned. That was discontinued, wasn't it? So,
yeah, mate. Paul Rad got me onto and we talked about this last time. Paul got me onto the sort of Red Fox, the Quinter, and saying you've got to upscale your cockpits, didn't you, Paul?
Well, you haven't got to, I suppose, but I certainly do. I strive for it now. I mean, like I said last time, we were discussing aftermarket. Once you've experienced it, you tend to you're not going to go back. I certainly won't.
That's true, Rob.
You're not going to go back, which actually leads me to what's Rob put on there? Rob says especially
the 32. Yeah, especially in the scale of 32. That's right. And John 5 has said about the decals that you used. Yes, it was from the test flight. It's from that actual kit.
It is. You gotta love a Phantom. Do you know what? I've been talking to James before we came on air, and I got my table set out here. With me, how many Phantoms? What it? Four Revel? No, 3 Revel and 1's a Tamiya. The Tamiya 1 in 32 Phantom far outweighs the Revel. But like James says, for 35-40 quid, if you want a big F4, that Revel, it melts together. It's just such a simple kit.
Yeah.
Which is why I've built so many of them. But talking about aftermarket is going to lead us on to the actual conversation, the topic of conversation that I have got, that I am going to talk about tonight. Because it's been club competition day. So the banner should say, where do you stand? Hobby or I'm in it to win it. Now, Andy is part of Sesko Club. Paul is distance member, but very much a part of Sesko Club. James, you are part of. Which club are you part of?
I'm part of the Plymouth IPMS Plymouth Model Association.
So, as far as competition is concerned, you and then club, are you a model builder or are you in it to win it?
I'm a model builder, mate.
No, you're shuffling now.
Yeah, I am. I'm a model builder. We have a yearly competition, which is due, I believe, in January. So, obviously, you can see the certificate that we get here. But I've actually I've changed the camera angles, so I've got 2 shields up, which I won last year. So I've got one for the Plymouth ships, IPMS Plymouth ships, and the other one, which I can't, hang on, I'll stick my glasses on, and the other one is military vehicles.
So that says to me
with the 222 up here, and the ships was won by the Italieri Snellboot S100.
Cool. Okay. I personally think that you're in it to win it. Paul, what's your take on, because you'll be able to enter competition next year, mate? Are you in it to win it or what?
I'm very much a modeler, but you know, I will enter the competition next year. I'll be in next year. But I'm very much a modeler. I'm in it for myself. I'm building for me, not for anybody else.
That's a big thing. That's what
I'm my own personal judge.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Quick question there from Andy. Good evening, Andy. Hope you're well. I do know Andy from the shows. Evening all. Question for Mark. What are your thoughts on the Airfix release? The Lysander, I was talking on live stream last week. The Lysander was the very, very first kit that I ever built as a kid, as a wee kid. I must have been maybe 8-9 years old. So I have got a soft spot in my heart for a Lysander. Two things, Andy, I've heard really bad things about the pilot figures in there, and I've not done any Google research, but all I can see in my eyes is that sort of front and back of a pilot with a terrible seam that goes all the way around, glued together, and it looks absolutely naff. We're moulded in seatbelts. Correct me if I'm wrong. Will I buy it? Right. So 1 in 48 Lysander. First kit that I ever built. Do you know what? It could be one of those little kits that I just think, yeah, go on, let me have another go. Okay. And as far as the Airfix Seeking is concerned, again, Paul builds 1 in 48 helicopters only. Mr. Andrews builds 1 in 35. And if it had been a 1 in 35, I'd have been down at the South Coast, knocking on the Airfix door, giving Mr. Airfix a nice big reach around, because that would have been absolutely superb. However, 1 in 48, it's not floating my boat so much, but will I build it? I suppose. Do you know what? I probably end up will doing, if I'm absolutely honest. I've got a couple of 1 in 35 helicopters in my cabinet. I've got the Is it the Haas 3? And I've got the Hind that I did last year. Let me make myself big. And I've got the Hind that I did last year. Absolutely superb kits. I do like a helicopter. I really do. So, yes, I will probably end up buying it. Tell me what your thoughts are, Andy. Moving down to Rob. Hobby for me. Can't be bothered with bullshit that goes with it, if you know what I mean. Do you know what? I do know what you mean. But the difference is that down at club, and Andy, this is where I bring you in. Down at club today, it's not like a show where you're competing against all other people from all the other clubs. It's just about, obviously, it's an internal club competition. And you've already said that the standard that you saw today has absolutely been elevated.
Yeah, it really was good today.
What pieces? Can you remember which piece? While I look for the photographs, can you remember which any pieces that stuck out in your mind?
A lot of the figures were superb. Really were. Dioramas were really good as well. I can't pick one straight out of my head, off the top of my head. But they were all just of a really good standard this year.
Yeah, they were, mate. Right. So what I need to do now for the guys, let's get the page back on. So you're all on screen. You're all on. And I'm going to flick through these. You can see the little entry card there. That's the cards that I made. Club badge on. Entry number 41. Club competition. And you can see that there's quite a few there. Now, there's no point asking, who's made that? Who's painted that? Because I do not know. But what I will do is I'll just go through them nice and steady, and you can throw your own comments in. Guys who are watching, if you know what they are, put your comments on. let's have a look at what you think to the entries that we've had in today. Do we know what that? You don't know what that is, Paul. Do you know, Andy, what that is?
War armor.
Nope.
No idea. I've got no idea. There's no point asking me. And I'm going to have to do them all individually because she's posted them all individually. Okay. So that one, obviously, in fantasy. But what we're looking at there is the paintwork. All those little crowns on the tail in gold. Gorgeous purple colour.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Really, really nice.
I don't know whose these are. I'm afraid. Let's have another look at this one. What we got here? What's that? What's that? Jesus, look at the paintwork on that.
That's nice.
It is for the scale.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work there.
Lovely paintwork. Lovely paintwork.
There's an all lot of work there. Look at that fat twat there with burgundy hoodie on. Oh, it's me. Right, so let's make these big and we can go sort of round the tables, if you will. So I'm going to start in this bottom left-hand corner. That is a 1 in 48 Lank, and I know that that's Clem's.
Well, that's Clem's, yeah. Yeah, that's Clem's.
I know that that's Clem's. There's one above it. That's a 1 in 32.
That's
I
Bridges.
think it's, yeah, that's Bridges.
That's Bridges,
okay.
Yeah, that's a 2-1.
And like I say, there's no close-up shots. We heavily relied on Upton Camera Club today to do all those shots for us. Is that a Delta Dart?
No, it's a Hustler.
Hustler.
Okay.
P58.
Is it P58?
In the flesh, I did look at that. It's absolutely enormous. Have you built that, Paul?
I did when I was a kid.
Okay. It was absolutely stunning.
You can see 77 scale when I was a kid.
Aye. You can see the different metallics. Buccaneer, James?
Buccaneer, yeah. I'll sell my soul for one of them, mate. Big scale.
Is that Bridges? That's Bridges.
Is it Bridges? Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thinking back on the Facebook
it was either Bridges or Mark Little's, but I think it is Bridges.
I think it is Bridges. That one at the back looks like an airliner, but I can't see what it is, and I've no idea who put it in. However,
probably I would hazard an A330, mate.
Martin Rad. We've got a Lynx, a 1 in 48 Lynx at the side of Mr. Bridges, 1 in 48 Sea King, the new one.
Yeah.
That, I know that's Mark Lids, because I can remember him doing that and posting that on Facebook. That is some kind of Warhammer machine, and I do know that that's Paul Patton. That one, Avenger, I'm guessing, and that's from our bill. That's our bill. And the Lightning, that is also Mark Lids. So on that table there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we had that many aircraft build, we actually had to split the tables into 2. Coming down, done this one. So this one, we had a little bit of we did have a little bit of a chuckle with this one. So you can see there that I've written sea. And you can see the sea. That's what goes on the sea. That goes on the water. That's a shipwreck. And I said to Martin Radford, what are you doing with that? And he went, I'm putting it on sea. I went, no, it's got fucking wings on it. It flies. Get it over there. Now, as daft as it sounds, James, we have made your job a little bit easier at presentation evening for next Friday because we do have bronze, silver, and gold in every category. That particular seaplane got moved across to things that fly, which actually only left 1, 2, 3 entries in the sea category. So at least I'm going to come out with a medal.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one.
Gold, silver, or bronze, mate.
Your gold, silver, or bronze, it don't really matter.
No.
That's Paul Patton's Shipwreck. That's my, what is it, James?
Mass.
My mass, yeah. I was going to say Voss then. It's my mass.
Yeah, you keep calling it your Vosper, but it's not. It's
I know. It's, yeah. And I think
that's... Well, I was building the Vosper.
Yes, you were. And that's a 1 in 200 Yamato, I do believe. Every time I say Yamato, I want to say
there you go. That's handy.
1 in 700. And that's how, yeah, stand corrected. Thank you very much for that, young fella. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see land. So let's make this big and start. We've got some up in top left-hand corner there. What's it look like, James? Paul?
Mate, I can't see. Oh, that's a Panzer 4. Panzer 4? Yeah, it looks like a Panzer 4.
Could be Lewis, I might be wrong.
That's 72nd, James, or 48, would you say?
No, I would say that's 35th, mate.
Well, just to give some indication, the bike that's in front of that is Graham's Zundat BMW.
No, it's a BMW, that one is. You've got the Zundat.
BMW, yeah, and that's the 1 in 35.
No, that's not. That's 1 in 9.
1 in 9, sorry, I do apologise. Quite right. Jesus Christ, I'm all over at shop tonight.
Yeah.
Is that a Triumph?
Yeah. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious Triumph, yeah.
And then what's that at the back of it? Can't see.
Looks like a truck of some sort. So I would say that was a EMC. Looking at it.
Okay. Down at the front, we've got some small-scale armoured vehicles, tanks, Jeep, some kind of Jeep there.
Hang on, I'm just, mate, like I said, I've got a 7-second delay here. I can't see shit on the phone, so I would say that's a Horch. That's a Horch. The one to the left of it is a Comet. No, that's the Pink Panther.
That one is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Pink Panther. That's Raders, Martin Radcliffe, isn't it?
Yeah. Raders.
The green one off to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
Not that one. That one.
That one, yeah, that's a Comet. It's what I think the Russian thing to the side of Paul Radcliffe's is a T.
Oh, Radcliffe.
Or Radcliffe, sorry. I would say that's a T62.
Yeah.
Probably wrong.
Looks like a 62.
Chieftain above it. And then you've got your Zundat.
Correct.
Not sure on the 2 in front of it. That's modern. I'm not into that.
That car, that rally car, is a Metro 6R4, I think they call them.
That's rules, that, Paul.
Yeah, Group B rally car from the 90s, I think.
Yes, yeah. I do believe.
Beast of a machine in real life.
Beast of a machine, and I do believe.
You think Mini Metro in real life, like, oh my God, you remember the Mini Metro, don't you?
Yeah, mate.
So that was a rally version of 6R4, I think they called it. Engine in the back.
It all lights up down there. It all lights up at that one. This at the front, this Jag. Is it a Jag?
Yeah, E-type. Yeah.
Well, the gentleman from Upton Camera Club, when they first clocked that, one of the camera club members came to me and said, Hey, up, mate, here, I want you. It's like, what's the matter? But are people allowed to enter like pre-built die-cast models then? And I went, no. What makes you say that? He said, because there's a Jag down here that looks like it's a die-cast model that they've put in. And I went, no, that's Angie Liddell's. Angie Liddell. And it's taken her over 12 months to build that.
Yeah.
Like, no way. Yeah, wait, yeah. Paul Patton, again, entering a little bit of something vehicular. To the right-hand side of that, screaming Martin Radforth.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is, though. Paul Patton's piece again at the back. These little ones again, screaming Martin Radforth. We've got 2 race cars. My missile.
Like a Lotus.
Yeah, that one does, doesn't it, Paul?
That's a Lotus, and the other one's obviously a Ferrari.
Yeah, that's a Ferrari.
We've got the slat armored D9R there, and I do know that that's a D9R because I built one.
That's your book missile launcher, isn't it?
It is, love, yeah. I thought I'd put it in. Yeah. And then that one right up at the top.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Well,
I'm not sure. There might be a different angle, although I'm not sure. Let's just keep going through these photos. So this one is Space and Sci-Fi. I know that Andy White brought that in. It is a model, even though it's made out of brass. And then we've got, I think that one at the front is from the film The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element, yes, it is.
We've got a couple of little pieces at the back that I can't really see on this photo. And again, loads of little pieces. I'm not sure who. I'm not sure where from. That's actually quite an interesting category, that one. You've got to remember that come presentation night, and Paul Wong is shouting out the numbers, it'd be quite interesting to look back on these pictures and go, right, yeah, I can see. Okay, so that's that table. Then we've got this one, which is, what does that say? I can't even read my own bloody writing. Fantasy.
Yeah.
It says fantasy. And again, it's a little bit of a blurred shot, that one, so it's pointless looking at that one. Unfortunately, different angle. Let's have a look. So that one looks like it was put in as one entry, and thank God for that. Purple Dragon we've seen. A couple of little figures in fantasy. The big blue and gold dragon. Some more figures. I'm hoping that these are Angie's photos because I didn't get time. I'm hoping that she took some pictures of the dioramas. I'm pretty sure she did. Let's have a look here. So that's Bob, one of the Camera Club members. And this is diorama stuff. So we've got Jean's Munster one there, Paul.
Is that the film?
That one is
it? I'm sure.
Yeah, the Munsters, mate. Yeah, with that woman and Wednesday and that kind of thing. That one was Paul Patton's little diorama, and he did confide in me a little bit later on during the session and said I only started that last Wednesday. We've got, I think there's a different picture of that one, but I will have a look in a minute. We've got a tank. So that one and that one that I've just cursed, those two are the cheeky ones that Martin Rad put into land. And I went, no, that's got trees on it and shrubs and shit. Let's get that in proper class. We've got a little diorama there and a couple more at the back. I'm sure, well, I'm hoping that there's a different picture. Hoping that there's a different picture. So this one, I think, look at that. I think that's Angie's.
That's bonkers, that one.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come on. Mate. Oh, that is nice.
She does like a bit of fantasy, does our Ange. But I love this cliff face. I think that looks absolutely awesome. That's brilliant.
Stunning.
Fantastic. Yeah, superb, that Ange. Well done, Cocker. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. We've got a close-up of our jeans. Let's make that big for you. And I'll leave it on for you to catch up, James.
Cheers, mate. This is a monsters, I take it. Yeah.
Yes, mate. So lovely colours, gorgeous colours. Absolutely cracking. What was brilliant seeing. We've got a fire picture, some kind of, is that the old fella that's hung upside down there?
Yeah, that's nowadays.
Yeah. What are they called, the lady? I can't remember her name.
Morticia.
That's the one.
That's it, Morticia, Wednesday.
Is that Herman?
That's Herman, yeah. Frankie, yeah. Frankenstein, yeah. He's Herman. Herman Monster.
We've got a television there. We've got a cat. He's reading a newspaper in some kind of electric chair. Absolutely brilliant. Cobweb spiders, monsters reference. Spiders in cobwebs, brilliant. That absolutely brilliant. Well done, Gene, for that. That's a great little diorama. That a snapshot in time. Absolutely love it. Moving down, what we got here? So make this big. And again, I'll just wait for you to catch up, James. I do know that is Martin Rad, 101. You can see the entry number there.
Right, let's have a look. Yeah, Panthers 3 and a Sherman. And yeah, Panthers 3 and a Sherman.
Coming across, that's our Graham. Now, you guys know about tank camouflage. I don't.
Yeah, it's Vietnam era.
I'll tell you what, though. Look at those bloody little soldiers here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 soldiers around this table.
Yeah, they come with a kit. They do. 5, actually, because you got the driver in there as well, Mark.
Got the driver.
I'll tell you, that is a lovely little kit. That really, really nice. Discontinued again.
At the top of your screen, I'm hoping that there's a better picture of this. But at the top of your screen, you can see, is that like some kind of German diorama, World War II?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I can't lower my screen anymore. That's all we've got of that. I'm just wondering whether there might be a little bit better picture. Oh, it's here, look, it's here. Right, let me make my screen big and you can talk about that one. Let's dissect this one, James and Paul and Andy.
Absolutely, yes, nice that. Oh no, with a light as well.
Oh yeah,
that's barrels, isn't it?
Yeah, that's nice.
So we've got the light. We've got oil drums. We've got engine hoist, table, winding gear, oxyacetylene bottles.
Sorry, welding gear. Welding gear.
What's the engine? Obviously, engine on the deck there, isn't there?
Engine on the deck.
Yeah, engine gearbox by the look of it.
We've got soldiers rolling barrels. Do you know what? That's cracking, that, mate, innit?
That is. That's really nice.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the dark patch of oil there.
The kitty cat.
Can't really
Have we got a kitty cat? Where's the kitty cat? Oh, it's there. Look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, they sorry, mate. Yeah, that oil stain. Yeah.
Yeah,
From the
oil
gearbox,
stain. Then you've
yeah.
got garden foliage round the back. We've got a disassembled roof. We've got trees overhanging. We've got a good wall. We've got a telegraph pole. Bloody hell. German officers. People rolling barrels up to the back of this wagon. What's that? What's that?
Radiator. It's a
Radiator fan, doesn't it?
It's a radiator fan.
Radiator fan. We've got kerosene bottles, oil spill. Loving that, Paul.
Yeah, man. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Is that barbed wire there as well?
Where are we looking here, mate?
Towards that red barrel. Oh, other way. So like in the middle of the screen now, above the radiator, toward along that wall line, Mark. Along the wall, yeah, there. It's a barbed wire.
I'm not sure. It's either barbed wire or a hose or something.
Yeah.
Tow cable.
Tow cable, yeah. There's stuff under the table. I don't know if you can see on the right-hand side of the table, there's a vice. Can you see that, James?
Yeah, see the vice yet.
Do you know what? That's absolutely cracking, that.
Yeah, that's good. That really is good. I think most of that's mini art as well. The welding gear in the table. I think that's from mini art. I'm not sure. I'll stick my neck out and say mini art.
Mini art are big on that sort of stuff.
But yeah, that's lovely. That is.
If we lost Mark,
Yeah, we might. Yeah. Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He'll be back on in a minute. I'm sure.
No, where was I?
We all gone quiet. Any comments?
Yeah, we all got quiet about him here.
Hey, it's a lot quieter.
Don't tell him that.
Stunning models. Everyone should be proud. I think they all are, mate, if I'm honest. I think they all are. Some stunning kits in there. Really, really good. Keep your comments coming in. What are you building at the moment, Andy?
It's part of the Leopold. It's one of the. It's the other one of the track units that sits at the front.
All right. Oh, the bogey wheel. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the thing. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, the bogey. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big kit, isn't it?
Well, it's when. Hold on. When that's just all one stage.
Yeah, just hang on for a minute. Just keep it up there.
Oh.
I'm on a 5-6 second delay, mate. So yeah, I got it now. Yeah, I got that in my stash, mate. So I'm sort of building myself up for that.
Yeah, it's all right doing it. I wouldn't do both of them at the same time because you will just go insane.
Yeah.
That's why
Well,
I did that. I did the front one. I think it's the front one, and then I went on to the main body.
The main body, yeah.
Yeah, that's just at the point now where it. Sorry.
You got the metal barrel for that as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Size of that. It's huge.
It's like, I think the Germans made a big gun, don't you?
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, he popped up for a second then.
Yeah, he tried to get back on, didn't he? He did say
Yeah, slight technical hitch involving my size 11 feet and a plug that's under my table. So I'm look at this photo. I've joined on my phone while my system's booting back up. Right, so unfortunately I can't share my screen on my phone, but it's not a problem. A couple of comments. Dave Taylor, stunning models, everybody should be proud. Andy says those dioramas are bloody brilliant. And Andy, for all the viewers, what's everybody building? Because people are busy beavering away. We will get to that in a minute, Andy. He says updating your system, and it does say 100%. I'm sort of still waiting for my PC to boot up, and so that we can get back onto the topic of conversation. So I do apologise for leaving you sort of in the lurch there a little bit. I hope that you've made small talk.
Don't worry, mate. It's fine.
No worries, mate.
Paul, here's one for you, mate. Hobby Boss 132nd B24J. I believe you've got that one. That's what Andy's building. The Hobby Boss 132nd B24J. We were talking about that the other last week, weren't we?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I quite fancy that one, but unfortunately, it's funds now. I'm a little bit short on funds. We just bought the B25, and I've got that for me Christmas present from the wife. So loves her to bits.
You can buy mine if you want, James.
The B24.
Yeah,
we'll have a word later.
No, you can't. You bloody well can't.
Why not? I got your P61. That was enough, mate. That was absolutely brilliant. Oh, 747.
No, the missus would kill me if I sold my Liberator.
Nah, mate, you keep hold of that one.
No, I am doing. I'm just winding up, James. That's the
Fix Lancaster B2. Good on, Dave. 72nd, I'll take that.
Airfix Lanc. Yeah, 1 in 72 that, James.
It's a 72nd, yeah. I was going to say it is because it's Airfix, isn't it? So yeah, it's got to be a 72nd.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. For some reason my computer's like I've just got this white circle that's just spinning round and round and round. Go on, you bugger. Andy, what are you on with at minute?
Sorry?
What are you on with at minute, Andy?
I'm working on part of the Leopold.
Scale?
The Leopold.
Yes.
35th.
35th scale.
35th, minute.
Oh, it's that, the massive railway gun.
Yeah, it's a thing I've been working on for like a year.
Yeah, it used to be mine, that Leopold. That was mine at some point.
Yeah, we were
I
saying
told Aussie, and Andrews bought it off Aussie.
Yeah, me and Andy were talking about it.
Is it a good kit, Andrew?
It is a good kit. There's bits of it which are a bit like early trumpeter, but at the end of the day, it's still better than not.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, quite agree, mate. Quite agree. They do the Carl Morsa as well, don't they? Which is a lovely kit as well. I've seen that one built.
I like what Trumpeter are doing. I know some people say that the kits have issues, but everyone's kits have issues.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
No.
I don't think it does anyway. I mean, say if you want to correct it, then you correct it. There's people out there that will. I'm quite happy just to build.
Yeah, but in the same point though, James, I'm like, if you get a kit and it's absolutely warped, not accuracy, if it's a little bit, if there's a little bit of inaccuracy, yeah, whatever. But if it's absolutely warped, i.e. molding wise, if you put a fuselage on and it's like a snake's ass, you're not going to be a happy bunny, are you?
I mean, there's always opportunity for you to scratch what you want to, isn't there?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to scratch build half a fuselage, so are you?
Well, no, that's right. You're not. No, normally they go in the.
That's what I'm saying. If a kit's inaccurate, you can live with it, kind of thing, or you can deal with it. See it. But if it's a bad mold, you know, like I've heard stories like Airfix shocks where, you know, the actual plastic doesn't get shot right, like through the mold, and you end up just like a blank space. Like just an example there, like Andrew's just mentioned there, like we had some person like, yeah, decent. You know, my experience of like trumpeter when I had their Eurofighter, like what the bloody hell is this?
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
That was such a nightmare.
That's the 30-second.
And I didn't have at the time as well. I did say at the time, like I didn't have the skills to deal with that kind of, you know, badness of a kit. Didn't have the skills at the time because it was literally like a banana. The fuselage, it was terrible.
Revel 1 in 48 Huey was a nightmare for me.
But you take it into a decent job though, Mark, didn't you?
Thank you very much, sir. Andy Brown says Revel 1 in 144747, just waiting for my Airfix Black Friday goodies to turn up. Very nice.
Bought a bargain box.
Very, very nice. James, you're still on with your Puma, are you?
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm still on with my Puma. I think he's in camera. Yep, there you go.
Looks like I've booted back up. But just got to be really careful where I put my feet under the table. It's full of all my wires and all that sort of shit. I am logging on. It is coming. It's just taking its time. Paul, what are you on with at minute, mate?
Well, I'm on with a big transporter tonight because I'm down to like back in the day. I would go for multiple kits at once, as you may know. Yeah. You know, I could put 3 or 4 kits together at once, but now I've resigned myself now to like, if it's on the bench, it's got to be finished. But yeah, I'm on with Hobby Bosses, tank transporter, which has been shelf cleaned 3 times up to now. Over a period of 5 years.
You're on with the. Are you on with the chains at the minute? We were talking other night, weren't we? You're on with the chains.
I'll try and get them out now. Hang them up now. I need to put a bit more paint on them. I'm going to do this. You probably won't be able to see it.
I'm just going to take myself off my phone.
No worries, mate. Yeah, it looks nice, Paul.
I'll change the turnbuckle. They're all nice and loose, nice and supple.
Yeah, very nice, mate.
So they're going to be obviously get used to tie the tank to the.
Yeah, it's just getting the right positioning for it, isn't it? I know you're referencing material at the moment.
Yeah, but it's like I said the other night, James, it's impossible to scale. Like,
Is that my feedback? Right, bear with me. Because I'm going to have to try and leave this studio, which is... Come on, you chuffer. Hold it there. Come on, you bugger. Sorry for the technical. That should have got rid of that.
Got rid of it, mate. Stop.
That's because obviously my microphone on this one is picking up the volume on this one and it continually circles round. I'm back. Thank you very much for holding the fort. Jesus Christ.
Very nice, Paul. Very nice.
Let me just make you big there, Paul, because that needs to be on the big screen.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's huge, isn't it?
Yeah. Competition piece that for next year, Paulio.
Yeah, I was thinking that, to be honest with you. I've still got a long... It's like... I was thinking... I know we're off topic at the moment, like, but I was thinking the other day, like, you know, Mark, you're a backwards builder, and you do all your weapons, and when you're building a plane, like, you do all your weapons and stuff first. You get all the fiddly stuff out the way first. With armor, you just can't do fiddly stuff first. I mean, like, I'm not getting frustrated with it, but it's hard to get motivated because I've got all the little crossing the I's and dotting the T's now, and there's absolutely hundreds of T's and hundreds of I's on the thing. So it's difficult to get motivated to try and crack on with it. You're James.
Paul, do me a favour. Just hold it back up.
You've been asked a question. All right. It says, what chains are those? They're not from the kit. I think they're aftermarket, aren't they?
The Accurate Armor from a company called Accurate Armor, but unfortunately, as far as I know, they're going bust.
Yeah, they're no longer trading, are they?
I don't really couldn't like get any model numbers or.
In saying that, hang on a sec. I
don't know if you want to try and like screenshot that.
Right. You can get from a company called
everybody's got that, because I'm going to drag James across.
Sorry, right. You can get a company called CMK chains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I picked this up at Telford last year, which is that set of chains.
Put your hand behind it, James.
Sorry, mate. Hang on.
That's better.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Loads better. Cheers, mate.
You see now, well. What zone 5 is asking is like. You see, with what I've got, you actually get all the actual turnbuckles and like all the hooks and the shackles and rings and loops and stuff like that. Chain's dead easy to get hold of. Chain is really easy. You can go to your local hobby store and you can get chain.
Yeah.
You can get chain really easy, but I'm happy that I got that set because I know it's quite easy to replicate now. I know I'll be able to quite easily scratch build some of this stuff now.
Yeah.
But you change dead easy.
Cool.
But with regards to Zone 5 Aviation, yeah, it is an aftermarket set from Accurate Armor, who, as far as I know, are no longer trading.
Yeah.
Paul, hold it back up.
They're certainly on a limited run.
Hold your model up again, Paul, for me. Dave Taylor says, wow, Paul, that's brilliant. Let's have another look.
Let me just try and put it together again.
You're gonna right, okay. If people want to have a look, let's have a look. So you've already got a tank on back of that, haven't you? Yes, obviously. And that's going to come off. Yeah. Look at the wheels on that.
And then, yeah, it's
beautiful. Is it complicated? Is it complicated kit, Paul?
Very, yeah. It's not for the beginner. It's you've got to have a couple of years experience under your belt. I'd say it's an extreme kit, like.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you got the tractor unit as well.
Yeah. Nice piece. Yeah, lovely,
Yeah,
mate.
As I say, I do want to bang on about it because it is a hell of a kit. Like, I remember, Mark, when we used to spend like, when we'd be sat up till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning with Rob from Canada and stuff, and I was still beavering away at bloody bogies, all these bloody wheel bogies.
I can remember it well, mate. Kitchen table modeler. Get that. It says, looks amazing, Paul. I'm just about to start my build of this kit. Any pitfalls that we need to watch out for, Paul? What's really sort of like taxing?
All the hoses, all the hydraulic lines.
Yeah.
They don't like super. I don't really be able to see them. Like all the hydraulic lines that go to the bogies, all brake lines. I know some people have not put them in. I'll put them in.
Yeah.
I'm like there's tiny bits of photo extra. I don't know. It's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
Cool. Okay.
And the biggest problem I had was actually getting the hydraulic lines to stick to where they needs to be.
Yeah.
My super glue had gone off or whatever, but
yeah.
I've learned a lesson now. Is just cut your line a little bit longer and actually drill. Just do a tiny drill hole and then glue it, and you'll be fine. So. And
then glue it in. Okay. Andy Zone 5 says, cheers, fellas. Got the HB135 Hempt tank transporter. That'll need chains. That'll need chains for, so I'll go hunting for some like those. Cheers, fellas. Andy, you are welcome, my friend. No problem at all. For people who don't know, is it a secret, Andy, what you're doing next year? Is it a secret before I tell everybody? I'll let you put another comment on there, matey, before I start shouting out your life history. So, yeah, absolutely superb. Let's go back to a 4-screen then so we can all see. Back to Andy in the corner. In fact, no, let's go big screen. Come on, let's get him on. Andy, show us where you're up to. It looks like quite a cool little modelling room, does that, actually. Nice bench. Nice one. What on earth is that?
That is the other one of them.
Yes, man. Yes.
Yes, man. Yes, mate. Yeah, look, Jesus Christ.
Go big or go
that
home.
Looks complicated.
It is.
Yeah.
Go big or go home. Andrew, is that the barrel there in the background?
The barrel's over here.
Look at that.
The size of it. It's just huge, isn't it?
Yeah. Mark, that is just stage 1.
Oh, mate, you've got to have some patience for that arcade.
You see, now that's actually that looks quite easy compared to this tank transporter.
Yeah, but Paul, the bits, the drop links are that big.
Yeah,
and there's 4 of them.
If you want to fight about it, Andrew, I'll see you at club next week.
Mark has seen these today. Let me get him out.
Andy from New Zealand says it's no secret he's moving back to Blighty at the end of January 2025. Going up north, up Newcastle. It's no secret, Andy. I know it's a long drive for you, mate, but we do have Graham that comes 60 miles from Claythorpes. I do the journey up to Durham to take my daughter up to university, so I know the exact route. It takes me an hour and a half, mate. So we'll see you at club next year, Cocker. How's about that? I'm kidding. He's putting on there. Look,
look. Are these shells?
These are 350 drop tanks and missiles for GR7.
Put your hand behind it, Andy. Put your hand behind it.
I hold my hand up, Andrew. I hold my hand up. I surrender. I hold my hand up.
Yeah,
I don't know how many. I don't know how many will survive when I come to build it, but we will see.
I hate them.
Absolutely minute.
Okay. You put the resin in warm water, it works.
What does?
But it's
to
cut them off, yeah.
Yeah, to cut them off, yeah.
I mean, it's the French stuff, so it's probably going to disintegrate if it goes anywhere near water.
Happy days.
French as in Edard.
Is it? I don't know. Is that one for
Sorry?
Andy?
Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Is that when you say it's French resin? Is that because it's Edward stuff?
No, it's L'Arsenal stuff.
All right, okay.
It's the only place I could find 350 if Harry is to go with the 350 Illustrious Airfix did a few years ago.
Right, okay. How far into that are you, Andrew? Because I'd love to see that, because
I haven't started it because I'm converting the Illustrious to Ark Royal. I have a lot of hull modification I need to do first, just before I even start putting it together.
Would you recommend the kit itself, just the Blag Airfix, just the Airfix kit? Because my would be my brother-in-law, my wife's brother saved on Illustrious.
It's a decent base kit. It's Airfix from 2010. The plastic can be a bit cheesy, but the rest of it it's quite a decent kit. I've got two of them now, because that one's for Ark Royal, the other one will be for Illustrious.
Would it be worth me getting to my builders like a tribute kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It is quite a good kit. Just converting it between the three ships of the class is a pain in the arse. So if you're just doing Illustrious, just Illustrious.
I'll be keeping it simple. Like.
Yeah.
Moving back to club topic then. So topic scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Where do you stand? And this is for the people who are watching. Hobby or I'm in it to win it. Now, we've had a couple of comments saying that they only build for themselves, and we've had Paul there saying I only build for himself.
Yeah, but
Andy, did you enter competition today?
No, because I haven't finished all this year. The only thing I finished was the Rossi bike, but of course I didn't paint it, so it doesn't
count. James, are you in it to win it, or are you building for yourself? And add your comments. If you're sat at home now and you'll think that there is no right or wrong, if you come on and say I'm in it to win it, absolutely great. If you say I sit in my room, my hobby room, and I only build for myself, and I show our lass and I'll take it to work, or I show neighbour, I'm in a club, etc., then that's equally as good. Absolutely equally as good. But are you in it to win it, or do you only build for yourself? James, you're in it to win it.
Can I just say, right, you're saying that I'm like showing your family and your friends and your work college and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel far more proud of like what I do for myself and showing family and friends and like going, oh, I won a competition.
Really?
I think man, that's far more valuable to me than I beat my fucking friends down at club. But and at the end of the day as well, it's not like I've scored loads of goals in a football match. It's like at the end of the day, it's being judged by somebody. It's not. I find it difficult to fathom it as a competition.
Okay.
You know, at the end of the day, it boils down to one guy's view, one guy's, you know. I mean, I'm not trying to take away the what's the word, the reality of a competition, where, you know, yeah, it's all feasible, I guess.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, it's competition. You're not scoring goals, I suppose you are. But at the end of the day, it boils down to one person. But so that's why I keep it personal. It's for me. And yeah,
Dave Taylor,
I will.
are you? Go on, Dave Taylor. Are you in it to win it, or do you just build for yourself? Rob, same question. In it to win it. Andy Brown, same question. John Stone, my good friend John Stone. John, you turn out some cracking pieces, mate. Are you in it to win it, or are you only building for yourself? Is it just a hobby? Jeff Light, same question to you. All the people who've commented so far, are we in it to win it, or are we just sat in his hobby rooms building models? Paul, you've got something to say.
Yeah, as always. But I mean, yeah, I'm in it to. I build for myself, and if the opportunity arises, honestly, next year I will be entering next year's comp.
Yeah.
But I won't be bothered. I'm not in it. I won't be competing fiercely. I'll be, yeah, there you go. Everyone's done. I won't be like building like super just for competition. I'll just do what I'll do, and like, there you go. This is what I've done.
So that's basically the mantra that I've got, because I got all my builds out that I entered into competition today. Exactly the same mentality, Paul. I've built them for myself. I didn't think, this year down at the club competition, there's going to be hardly any entries in the sort of C category, so I must do a C one because I've got a chance of winning. The only reason that we all know that I built that mass is because James were building that big one. We were on conversation, like you said, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and James said, guys, I need you to build a boat.
Yeah.
All James.
You finished.
Yeah, let's start at the top of these comments. So,
right,
kitchen table.
I was going to say, if you put Dave Taylor's up.
Dave's, let's start with Dave then. Go on then. So,
yeah, I just built for myself, and I don't think I'm good enough to enter. I don't agree with that, Dave. Don't agree with that at all.
I don't.
No, if you are judged by people that have a lot of kits to judge at the same time, and I don't think it makes any difference if you're placed first, second, third. Take for instance Mark. Now, most of Mark's builds go online, so they'll go on to YouTube and things like that. So people already see the quality of workmanship that he does. And he's the conversations that we've had, he's always said that I'm not entering my club competition, but he has done this year. But I'm exactly the same. I know Mark said, oh, you're in it to win it, James. No, I'm not. I'll build for myself. This coming year with my club, I'm going for the Shield. I will be going for the Shield. That is purely and simply because I've built like 3 or 4 models now, and obviously with work, we meet on a Monday night. My club meets on a Monday night between 7 and 9, and I've been rather busy with work, so I'm sort of I've got my retirement plan going, so I'm putting as much time in as I can to make it easier for me to retire. So weekends, it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. most of the nights, especially on a Saturday night, if Mark's not filming YouTube, we'll sit down and we'll talk, and you know, away we go. We're all building, you know. So for you to, I personally, when I first joined the club, I didn't think I was good enough, but the more you make, if you join a club, then you get criticism, but it's constructive. And the more you make, the more you learn. And that is the way to go forward. But I'm not confident enough, like yourself. I wouldn't put into a big like Telford. I'd never put into that because I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in it at all.
I think that
one of the sorry, Mark. Go on.
No, go on.
Yeah, some of the YouTube videos I've watched, there's people on there and they say, "Oh, so and so's entered, so I won't enter mine." Now, the chap in question was a boy called John Murphy. Most people know him as Spud. Now, John's a good friend of mine. Now he's just finished the M10 Achilles. Now he was up at Telford. I believe it's Four Corners model group, and they're always the first club table that you'll see as you come into. I think it's three, all three. They're always there on the corner, and he's a prolific model builder. He's absolutely brilliant. He's got his own web page, and he's really, really good. But as far as I've known, he's not entered any competitions. I don't think he'll enter into Telford. But there's a lot of people that watch him, you know, and they're like, "Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant." But yeah, it's when you're going up against people like that, and others that do commission work as well.
Yeah, but there's also that branches off into a category of your self-discipline, James, because down at club, myself, Paul, you know, we talked extensively last year about the club called the It'll Do Crew, and I bang on to people down at Sesco Club, you know, not mentioning any names. But when you've got people and we're chatting to people, and
I'm president, I'm chairman of that,
and you've settled for this, and you're settling for it'll do. But the thing is, mentality. What makes you say it'll do? We'll leave that there for 1 minute because I'm going to go back to comments. So, kitchen table modeler. Good evening. If I had a club here in the Shetland Islands, I would definitely be in it to win it. Okay, nice one. Let's have a look what Andy says. We're just going to go through comments. Used to be in it to win it, but my club at the time was just about the win, and the environment wasn't the best. These days, builds for himself, but done a lot of commission work. Fantastic. That's Andy in New Zealand, and I hear that, because not only does you see this tree of competition, the trunk, all the branches that come off it have all got all their own individual twigs and smaller branches. That I echo what you say, in that some people, some clubs get so inundated in themselves with trying to be the absolute best and win that they'll do anything that they can, and they'll lose the pleasure aspect, Paul, is what I'm trying to say. Bavara says, just got to be back into the hobby. I'm building for myself, but trying to improve. That's the best answer that I've seen all evening.
Can I just say something, Mark? Sorry.
Bavara,
I'm sure that you're from Plymouth, aren't you?
He's the chap that, yes, I think so.
I think Bavara is from Plymouth.
Possibly. Just Jeff, I just build for myself. I'm not good enough competitions. I think anybody can enter. It doesn't matter whether you come first or last. At the end of the day, there's a Happy Gilmore in every one of us. At some point, in the life. David follows that up with, I agree with you, Jim. I'm proud of all the models I build, and I'm getting better with every life.
Yeah. Live in Peveril. Yeah.
And yes, he is. Peveril,
Yeah,
is that close to you, James?
Yeah, it's not very far. Yeah, I'm in the town centre.
Too close.
No, it's not too close at all. No, it's not too close.
No.
If you sorry, I'm taking over here, Mark. All right, just shush for a minute.
No, I'm just going to say.
Bavara,
yeah,
Bavara,
if you want to meet, okay.
Yeah,
James.
I was going to say no. We're meeting. Right, hold on, Mark. We're meeting on Monday night at 7:00 at the Crown Hill Fort.
No,
all right.
Swallows. Meet the Swallows Club. Meeting the Swallows Club.
You meet at Swallows, don't you, James?
Swallow, yeah.
You meet at the Swallow, James.
The Swallow, no, we're not meeting there at all.
Yeah,
no.
Bavara, James says that he'll meet you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at the Swallow. And if you don't know what that is, because it's a bit of an internal joke,
he'll know what it is.
Think of where the party.
He'll know what it is.
Think of where the party was held in Police Academy, and we'll leave.
Functions there, aren't you, James? Can I just interject a minute? Can I just interject a minute, please?
Yes.
So just going back to competition and stuff, I mean, I get such a great deal of pleasure when I show what I've built to friends and family. It's like such a buzz and a half.
Say that again, Paul. Say that again, because we weren't listening. We were looking at that fucking comment.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Yeah, very good.
What do you say?
Bernard is very, very familiar, isn't he?
Hey. Yeah. It's James's regular hangout if you want to reach around. Right, Kitchen Table Model says, I think we should all build for ourselves. After all, we do this hobby for our own pleasure, relaxation, and creativity. Now, let's talk about the tree, the branches. I completely agree, but I started fishing last year, and I threw Georgine down at the deep end and said, there's a junior competition and you're entering. Paul, you will remember where my 13-year-old son placed in that competition. Where did he come?
Absolutely nowhere.
Dead last. However, however, the thing is, this is what I'm going to get at. The thing is, right, when you're casting out into water, you don't know what's there. You're fishing to catch, right? You're modelling to build. George could have turned round and pulled in 40 pound and absolutely smashed it. What I'm getting at there, mate, is unless you have a go, you will never know.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that brings me to one of my points that I'd like to bring up is like I said earlier before we got all distracted with swallowing and stuff. I get an awful lot of. In fact, I love showing my friends and my family what I've done.
Yeah, with
my hobbies. Now, and at the same point, when we're talking about competition, I've never had the opportunity to enter the competition. Next year, I'll be entering the competition just for the hell of it. Just to see what happens.
Yes,
and
mate.
Just to have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered. I'm not going all out. I'll just, there you go, this is what I've done. I'm not in it to like, oh, I'm gonna win. I'm competing. I'm just gonna be like, I'll be considering my entries as like I'm showing it to extended friends and family.
I've absolutely got you.
I'm showing it to friends and family that I don't know.
Andy, will you have anything ready for competition next year? And if so, will you be entering?
That's a very good question. And considering I thought I'd have this done, and it's nowhere near done, I can't guarantee anything.
But you've got 12 months in front of you.
Yes. And that still might not be long enough.
What was that? Is that yes, I've got 12 months in front of me, or yes, I'll be ready?
Neither.
Brilliant.
Hopefully, I'll have something done. Hopefully, this will be done.
Would you agree? While we're on this, it's a great conversation. Competition. You've got to be in it to win it. Would you not agree, though, that life, throughout any aspect of life, whether it's in your job, in your hobby, whatever, we are constantly being judged?
Yeah, you are.
Agreed.
So, even down to the politics in life, your religious belief, we're all judged on that. So when you whittle it all down and you say, from my point of view, as far as the competition is concerned,
I'm a winner.
You might as well be in it to win it. That's what I was getting at, because at the end of the day, if you don't ever try, and all it is trying, that's my model, you will never ever know. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about the actual term trying.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Yeah. I get you. Wrong terminology. If you just don't put yourself forward, is what I'm trying to say, Paul.
Yeah. Trying. The phrase "trying" sounds like you're trying too hard. Yeah, having a go is trying. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe.
Do you know what? Listen, it don't matter who you talk to, whether you're talking to your friends at work, to your friends on a live stream, to people who are watching. When we talk about life, when we talk about judging, there was the whole shebang earlier on in the decade about these size 4 and size 6 models and people judging. My daughter's absolutely gorgeous in my eyes. I wanted her to be a model. Other people didn't think so. George is a fantastic young fisherman. He's 13 years old. After you're going into competitions next year, other people might not think so. He fishes for himself to catch the biggest fish that he can, but he always likes to take a photo and show me and show how proud he is. And surely that aspect of competition is also saying to people, it's not just about saying, look at this and judge me. It's also about saying, I'm super proud of what I've done and I want to show it off to people.
Yeah. That's
Agreed.
Yeah.
Glasses on. Zone 5 Aviation. Andy, are you going to keep your name as well, by the way, when you move back over to the UK? It says 100%, Mark, life is a constant judging competition. Do you know what? There are so many aspects that we all get judged on, whether it's our footballing preferences, our sexuality, our age, whether we can compete in an assault course, whether we can build models, go fishing. It doesn't matter. Everything is judged. So for me, when James is saying, "Oh, I'll never enter Telford because of what goes off," I think fighting against the hierarchy. Last year at Leeds Model Show, we had 2 tables, and we set up, and it was ever so funny, James, because we got there early doors. It was at the Leeds Armory show. The table was absolutely bursting. And then we said, where's the competition room? Oh, it's over there. And in 10 minutes, everybody had sort of like goaded each other on that much. Enter that, you enter that. Well, I'll enter that if you enter this. And before you know it, we only had 3 models left on the table, but the competition room was full. And I'll tell you this for nothing. Sound like Kevin Keegan. I'll tell you this for now. He'll be watching.
Paul Patton.
We absolutely fucking cleared that trophy room at Leeds last year because everybody had a go.
Yeah.
I
remember you saying Paul walked away with quite a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, mate, proper.
Sometimes, I know you said it got a little bit embarrassing, didn't it? Because it was sort of like, and the winner is Paul Patton, and the winner. But Paul is brilliant. I mean, you say he walked away with gold last year. He's one of, could I say he's one of your best modelers in your club?
You definitely can say that. Paul is on the club admin. We've got him on for a reason. And next year, it gives me great pleasure So keep talking about the fact that Paul is going to do some classes at club. We're going to get a couple of tables set to one side, and he's going to say, right, who wants to learn about rusting an old vehicle? Who wants to learn about putting mud on tracks and painting tiny little pigeons and things like that? Paul Patton, and he's a very, very good friend of mine. Paul is in a league of his own where we all think that we're not good enough to enter.
Hey, he's not pig-headed with it either, is he?
No, he's not. He's such a humble fella.
Down to earth.
Paul Patton never enters a competition and goes, that's me walking away with first, ever. He just enters for entering's sake. But he is so good at the hobby that he wins. He wins. His work is exemplary. It's outstanding. But superb. So Bavara says, "Okay, Jim. Okay, cheers, Jim. I'll pop along on Monday."
Right. Can I just say that Cronial Fort is the one down by Tesco's? All right.
So whatever you want, mate.
Yeah. It'll be down by Tesco's. I believe that's Cronial Fort.
Okay.
It's that long ago since I went. Dear.
Tidy job, mate. Andy Hartup, I would definitely like to see you entering club competition next year.
Yeah, I'll finish some of it.
Definitely want to see a little bit of that. James, you're going to bring me that Typhoon up. Paul seems to have disappeared. Andy says that Mark, name will probably stick. The name, yeah, probably stick to my Facebook page, YouTube channel. So it's not country specific. The reason that I'm asking that, and I'll get some feedback now actually off all the people who are watching and from you three guys as well. Right. So this is off topic, but it's sticking with the question that I asked Andy. My YouTube channel is called Mark Andrews Model Vlog, which is, it's a long name. And when you go onto YouTube and you type in Mark Andrews, some American footballer turns up. He's not my twin. But I was thinking about changing my my name, James, on my YouTube channel.
Two.
I don't know yet.
I don't know.
I don't know whether to stick at it.
Yeah, just carry on.
I don't know what to do.
What's the point? What's the point in changing your name, mate?
I know.
I'm already subscribed, so I can instantly find you. I don't need to go looking for you again.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I think it's because the body that I'm growing in, the mind that I've developed over the years, I know that evolution just does not stand still. This is off topic, I know, but I'm just wondering whether to change my name. Add your comments if you want. Let me know what you think. If you're not subscribed, Mark Andrews Model Vlog, I absolutely talk constant rubbish about kits that I've built and tell you the pitfalls and the good stuff about it. How long have we been going for? 2 hours and 18 minutes. So back to Paul before we wrap up, because I've got a football match in the morning with George and I've got to go to Morley. That's your neck of woods, Andy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I will be in Morley tomorrow. So on with tank transporter then, Paul. How long do you think we've got left before that comes to fruition?
I'd like to say a few days. I mean,
really, is that close?
The probably is. If I really like stuck my head into it, and I'm like, right, I'm doing it. You know me. You know how I feel about weathering. I've got to weather it, and I don't like weathering, and it's got to be done. But there's probably saying that actually. Now there's probably about a week's work in it, and I'd say it's probably going to take me about 2 weeks. Because
when you've right, so let me just say this.
I've literally, this was like this has been the progress since I actually got a model room up and running again.
Yeah,
that's the only bit of progress I've really made on it.
Yeah,
that was basically that was just basically nothing.
Okay.
So I've made that much progress in about 2 weeks. I've still got to do. There's a lot of work still to do in the interior of the cab. All the cabs have come apart and everything. I've got, it's It's not like I've just got to assemble a few bombs and glue bombs on, Mark. You know what I mean? It's
okay.
I've spent an inordinate amount of time on the bloody chains.
Yes, I know. And after that, what's have you made your mind up? What's on the bench next?
It's going to be another piece of armour.
I thought, have a minute here. You do armour, then aircraft, then something else.
People might think I do stuff cyclically. I don't. I've been saying it for the last month or so. I am absolutely loving armour stuff at the moment.
You have.
So my next piece will be armour.
Okay. Cool. Right. Thank you for that. Andy Arto, how long on that current build?
6 months.
Really? That long?
Woo! Does that mean I win? Have I won a competition?
It's something I don't always have the time to do, and I don't have any of my painting stuff set up at the moment. So I get to the point where it needs painting.
Yeah.
And then it just sits there waiting for me to get my painting stuff set up.
But you're also in the sailing club, though, aren't you, mate?
Yes.
And that takes a lot of your time, money, and effort.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, hopefully we will see something finished shortly. James, Puma, how long?
I would say, well, you know me. I'll say 2 weeks, but it'll end up 2 months.
Yeah. What's after the big Puma, mate?
The big Puma is really coming along lovely. I'm stuck right into that. But as you know, I've also got the little little 251-9 going. Well,
after that, after those,
I'd like to say the Phantom. I'd like to say the Phantom, mate, but I'm not. Oh, yeah.
What's hang on. What's the stumbling block? You've blacked it. Why can't you progress? What are you scared of, man? What's holding you back?
Mate, I haven't built a plane kit in ages, and I know that I won't be happy unless the panel lines are in. And it's working on the panel lines, all the rivet lines. I'm a bit, dare I say, anal, because I know Swallow's going to come back up again and bite me in the ass. But yeah, I tend to be a little bit on the anal side where it comes to things like that. So yeah, it's I'll get there in a minute. I just want to find my feet on an aircraft kit that I'm going to be happy with.
Right.
And well, as you know, with the B-25, I'm going to say that's one of my favorite aircraft. So and that kit goes together lovely as well. I know that HK kit goes together lovely. So I might have a punt at that in the new year. I'm going to try and get Puma done before Christmas, and then the B-25 in the new year. And it'll be like Paul said, once it's on the bench, it doesn't come off.
There you go.
Paul's got his hand up.
Yeah, I've got my hand up. Can I just say, I think that's that should be the rule for next year.
What?
If it's on the bench, you got to finish it. That's the rule.
Jeff says, Mark, I'd stick with your current YouTube name. People have the connection that it is you.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Jeff. Cheers, mate. Appreciate your feedback, Cocker. Okay, right. Look, you can all stay on, but I am going to wrap up 2.5 hours. But I'm not gonna bump you off. I'm just going to remove you from the studio, and then we'll catch up after. Because obviously I do a little bit of a monologue at the end. One more comment. Andy says that James, in your own time, don't let Mark bully you into Phantom because he's a Phantom Tonka pro.
Pro, yeah, I know he is.
Cheers. Thanks for that. Okay. Andy Hartup, second time you've been on. Thank you for your company. It's we do actually like having you on, mate. We don't you're the quiet man of the group, that is for sure. But it is always a pleasure to see you.
We love these battleships, Andrew. I do anyway.
Yeah, keep them coming, mate.
Man.
I'll finish one at some point.
Keep them coming, Flower. So we're going to say thank you to Andy. Everybody say goodbye to Andy and thank you very much. I'm just going to pop you out of the screen temporarily. Thank you very much. So mute that mic. Who's next? Who do I normally bump off next?
Me.
James, it's been lovely to see you.
It is. It's as always, mate. It's. I know we had a little technical issue earlier on, which was that was okay. I sort of tried to step in a little bit. So feel me think for next Friday, mate.
So yes, just to remind everybody, Cesco presentation evening is next Friday. I'm going to take my phone cradle, my phone. I'm hoping that there's a Wi-Fi password up there. I'm hoping that I can stream for about an hour and that my phone's got charging it. James is going to look after the stream for me, and we'll catch up in week, mate. I won't leave you hanging. But for now, thank you for your company. Good luck with your film,
about that, mate. Anyway, so
cheers.
I'll see you on Monday night, mate.
Yeah, mate. Stay there. I'm just going to pop you off there and say goodbye to James. That leaves me with me and Paul. I'll put us on a twin screen, Paul. You're coming over to presentation evening next Friday. Thank you very much for that. I hope that you have a fantastic evening.
Can't wait, Mark. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Do you know what? It's been so long, so hard to plan to get everybody sat where they need to be sat.
No, it'll be cool, man. Because it'll all work out, Mark. Don't worry, man. It'll be cool. It'll be great. It'll be a fantastic evening.
Thank you very much. Stay where you are. I'm just going to bump you off the screen so that I can do my end of show monologue. Pardon me. Kitchen Table and Modeler, great chat. Thanks all. You are welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Andy, adios, fella. Been a great stream. Cheers, Andy. Love you, man. Thank you very much. Jeff says, great stream, guys. Hope to be able to catch you on the next one. We will be here. And Bavara says, see you soon, Jim. Cheers for the invite. And that brings me round to the end of the show like I do. Cesco and Emsworth Community, what's that? That's like my gang slang. Cesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club. I talk about it all the time because it lives in here. And if you are part of a club, if you're running a club, you will know exactly what I mean. As far as the live streams are concerned, I don't get many viewers, but that's not what it's all about. It's about chatting to the lads and getting different aspects and different angles on different subjects of modelling that we all talk about in our own heads. And I try to convey that through on a live stream so that you feel, Chuffanel, yeah, I think that. I know that. That's how I tackle stuff. And that's why we choose the topic. Look at me, I need a shave. That's why we choose the topics that we do. On the good side, the streams are great. I love doing them and I love having my guests on and I love reading all the comments. And thank you very, very much for tuning in, whether it's on the live stream or whether you're on catch up +1. I just want to say thank you ever so much for tuning in. Now, down to the political side of modelling, there is also another YouTube channel run by a very good friend of mine. She's called Sue. And she is also known on YouTube as Ice Queen 7. Sue's had a little bit of a problem with the fees that StreamYard charge, because there are different aspects of StreamYard that you can use for coming across on a live stream. There's a free version, which is the version I use. I'm not saying I'm tight, but when I cry, I only cry out of one eye. Sue uses the paid version, and StreamYard have absolutely pushed the prices up to the point that she can't do it no more. So Ice Queen 7 has changed their live streaming pattern from a Tuesday and a Sunday, and Sue's going to be doing it on a Saturday night, which does conflict with me. However, I know Sue, she's a lovely, lovely lady, and from the chair that I sit in, we have to remember that the live streams predominantly from me are for club members. However, anybody that tunes in, Dave, Andy, let me just have a look. Jeff, Dave, Andy, Jeff, Kitchen Table Modeler, Mavara, Andy Brown's up there as well. Rob's up there, John Stone, etc., etc. It's almost going to come to the EastEnders Coronation Street kind of scenario, which is, you know, who are you going to watch? What I will say is this: if you go and watch Sue, Sue's a great host, and she talks about some fantastic modeling aspects. If you want to watch Sue and then watch a bit of me and my lads a little bit later on, that's absolutely sound. If you want to do it the other way, that sound as well. I'm not in competition with Sue, not now and not ever will be. Okay, but that is definitely coming. I do believe from December, Sue will be transmitting on her live streams on a Saturday night, which does conflict with me. Hey ho, it is what it is. Okay. Presentation evening next Friday. There's 47 boys and girls, husbands, wives, and girlfriends, and George going to a hotel that's close to us. We've booked the room, we've booked the meals, we've booked the tables, the chairs, absolutely everything. You've seen some of the raffle prizes, hoping that people are going to dip in the wallets and say, oh, just give us a tenner's worth of raffle tickets, and hopefully somebody's going to walk away with some fantastic prizes, okay, on the night. Silver service meal, raffle prizes, and then the presentation evening. James, who's been on your screen with us this evening, like I said, I am going to set my phone up and try and do a sort of outside broadcast live stream, if you will. James will be at the bottom of your screen. He'll be commenting. I don't know what the ambience is going to be like. Ambience. Oh my, Mrs. Bouquet. And whether you'll be able to hear James or just hear us lot rabbling on. I'm absolutely no idea. But feel free to tune in next Friday from round about 9 p.m. I'm saying round about 9 p.m. because there's always a slow eater, and we don't really want to start kicking it off until everybody's finished the meal and the raffle is done. But 9 o'clock next Friday night, it will be great to have your company looking at all the awards going out. Okay, thanks to everybody that's been tuning in. There's 11 guys left. I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening into Sunday, and for people at the other side of the world, Sunday into Monday, have a lovely, pleasant evening, a lovely, pleasant day tomorrow. Get some modelling done, stick some plastic together and get some paint down. For now, that'll do. Love everybody, respect to everybody, take care, stay safe, and as usual, I will see you next time.